All right, class, welcome to 2.3. Today's lesson is all about adding integers using a number line. Okay, so we've already seen how we can add integers by representing them visually with different colored tiles. Another way of doing that is using a number line. An example here, show that 4 plus 2 equals 6. So one way we can do that is just start here at 0, and we want to represent our 4. We can represent that with an arrow that goes from 0 all the way to 4. So that just represents 4. And then if we want to add 2 to that, we just, where we left off here at 4, we just add another arrow that represents 2. And we can see that this is just the same thing as jumping from 0 straight to 6. Okay, so the rules we're going to use here, to add a positive integer, that just means that we're going to move to the right along our number line. So for example, if we're going to add plus 3, and then we're going to add that positive 5, so I could start at 0 and draw my plus 3. There's plus 3. And then I'm going to add to that positive 5. I'm going to move 5 more spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's plus 5. And then no surprise that this ends up as 8. However, if we want to add a negative number, then what we're going to do is we're going to move to the left along our number line. So if we want to do something like positive 6 plus negative 4, I can start at 0 and draw an arrow that represents positive 6. Okay, that's like plus 6. And then I want to add to that negative 4. I'm going to go from where I ended off here, and I'm going to actually go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in the negative direction. That represents negative 4. So my final answer would actually be positive 2 in this case. Okay, if we add the following here, if we have positive 3 plus negative 3, well then positive 3 goes this way, that's plus 3, and negative 3 goes back that way. So no big surprise, we end up right back at 0 as our answer. And that means, or that's because positive 3 and negative 3 are what we call opposite integers. And opposite integers just add to 0. Okay. Whenever you're doing any sort of addition, whenever adding any two integers, whether they're positive or negative, the order that you add them in does not matter. Okay, so just as a quick example, imagine we have positive 4, and we're going to add to that negative 3. So positive 4 plus negative 3. If we look on our number line here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I could go 4 spaces to the right and follow that up by going 3 spaces back to the left. And my answer would be positive 1. But I could just as easily do that in the opposite order. So I can go to some spaces to the left here, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. And if I wanted to, I could represent this as negative 3 plus positive 4. So negative 3 just means I'm going to start at 0, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 spaces to the left. And then positive 4 means I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces back to the right. So you can see in either case we end up in the exact same spot. All right, that's it for 2.3. Don't forget to do your recap.